So for today's review, I've got the 4.5 foot Easter Speedster, sold at home this year or Yard Inflatables. I got mine off of Yard Inflatables, but I do believe it is selling it at home for, I think, $40. I believe I paid $55 for mine, so I definitely overpaid, but that's just because I do not have an at home close to where I live. But anyway, we'll take this out of the box and get started with the review. Since I'm not very good with years, I don't know when this released. However, I did ask Josh, because he's pretty much the expert on that stuff. However, he did actually not know. He told me 2016, but that was a guess. Normally, he's positive. So I'm going to go with 2016 on that. If we are both wrong, please leave it down below in the comments, because I would honestly really like to know. But I'll just go ahead and give you a closer look at the box. You can see the Yard Inflatable sticker there. The official name is Bunny in Easter Speedster. I think it would just be better to just say Easter Speedster. It flows better, but a lot of times Gemmy does overfill the title, and they did that here. 4.5 feet long, I believe. It is really cool. I'm very excited for it. I think that the design overall is honestly perfect. It doesn't inflate very well from the pictures that I've seen, and when I say not very well, I mean pretty terrible. So we'll have to see if that's really true, or I mean, obviously I would think it would be true. If it wasn't, that would be quite odd, but I honestly don't know. So we'll go ahead and take it out of the box and then inflate it. So here's the adapter. Go ahead and take it out of its case. So this is the adapter that I don't like very much. It often dies on me, and the inflatable won't inflate anymore. So just know that you might have to replace this adapter with the same model, which I would not do, because you're just gonna have the same effect on that. But I would normally upgrade mine. I don't know what the name of the adapter is, but I can put it on the screen for you right now. Anyway, just a little tidbit on that. Here are the stakes. So here's the size of the fan. It's not the biggest cheap fan they make, so I am disappointed about that. I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why this doesn't inflate very nice, because it doesn't have the biggest cheap fan, which I feel like Gemmy, going forward, if they remake this for 2022, should be watching this video and upgrading that cheap fan. But anyway, we'll go ahead and inflate it. Okay, so first off, the Easter Speedster is small. The length of it was pretty much exactly how I expected it. However, its height is extremely underwhelming. I believe it is, I'm looking at it, I think it's 3.5 feet tall. It's gotta be somewhere in there. I'll put a picture up so that you can see on your inflatables. But anyway, very, very small. I am kind of shocked by it. When I inflated it first, I couldn't believe how small it was. And just so you know that this inflatable is pretty tiny. However, its length is, I will say, a very nice size. But its height and the size of the bunny are extremely, extremely tiny. It does inflate a little bit better than I thought, though. That is a plus side. It doesn't inflate super weak. I mean, it is a cheap fan, so you can't really expect this to inflate super tight, which it doesn't. But it doesn't inflate weak how I expected it to. It inflates, I'm pretty expected, but obviously, a bigger cheap fan would make it inflate tighter, so I would obviously have that complaint to add to this inflatable. For mine, at least, they actually sewed the head of the bunny the wrong way. It's actually facing this way a little bit. On the box, you can see it's supposed to be towards the right if you were kind of like, point of view with the cart. It's supposed to be turned a little bit. So that is a problem, because from this angle, it really should be looking directly on us right now, but it's not. So that is another complaint I have with it. That honestly really sucks, because for a thumbnail, that kind of throws that off. For where I need this in the display, that's not going to be great either. So I definitely am unhappy that they messed up the stitching for the bunny. It has 2 LED lights, one in the back of the bunny's head and then one on the left side of the Speedster. So 2 LED lights, that's pretty much how I thought it would be. I thought there might have been a third, but to be honest, 2 was pretty much what I thought the case was gonna be. It's got 4 tether loops in total. The one right here honestly looks terrible. I mean, to be honest, like when you step back, you can definitely notice that. It's just this dark orange circle, which I honestly really do not like at all. I think it looks pretty bad. There's a tether loop right here, which doesn't look bad at all. I think that is definitely a good placement for it. I'm trying to think what would be better for having the tether loop here and then on the other side, or should it have been right here, which they really couldn't have put it here because it's a point, you know? So I honestly think that this is what they had to do. However, it just does not look good in the final design at all. The carrot stem is probably one of my favorite parts of this design. And that's because it's got, you know, a double meaning, because it is obviously the stem of the carrot has to be there, but also it kind of serves as the exhaust for the Speedster. So I like that a lot. I think the stem is definitely one of my favorite parts. The duck or the chick with the eggs, that looks good. Pretty simplistic though. I don't like that it's the same yellow as this egg. I feel like they could have made this, I mean, they made that blue, so they could have made this like purple or something. I know that might clash with the bunny, but I don't like that those are the same colors. I think that's kind of weird. Just a little nitpick there. The goggles or the glasses for the bunny barely stay on. Well, actually, when I first plated it, they were like down here, so I fixed it a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I can do so that that doesn't move around. I think for now I'm just gonna let it be, but just so you know, that moves around quite a lot. It's good that it actually does have eyes, so that if that came off accidentally, you do have a little backup there. I was worried about that. But overall, I like this inflatable. I just don't think that $55 is worth it. I think $40 would probably be perfect, but anything over that, I just do not recommend it for over that price. I almost forgot to show one last thing, just the location of the fan, and then the zipper is right above it. And then you can see kind of the size of the zipper. Pretty small, but that's just what it is. Well, I really hope you enjoyed my review on this 4.5 foot bunny and Easter Speedster. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving me a sub, and I'll catch you later. Peace out. Bye.